Indigenous communities in rural, regional and remote Australia do face unique social constructs that need to be examined. And this is as a consequence of British colonisation and their continued experience of socio-cultural and political disadvantage. So the average income of Indigenous communities remains well below Australia's acceptable standard of living, and this just reinforces their social disadvantage. And the stereotypical image of all Indigenous peoples heavily affected by alcohol is actually not supported by research. However, Indigenous people who do drink are likely to drink heavily. So Indigenous Australians are actually twice as likely as non-Indigenous Australians not to drink. However, for those who do drink, risky behaviour is 6 times more likely. So a survey by the National Rural Health Alliance in 2011 found that for Indigenous peoples who do drink, 38% drink at harmful levels, and this compares with 10% of non-Indigenous Australians. Living in remote regions of Australia increases the probability of high risk rather than conservative social alcohol use, with the misuse of alcohol often endemic within households. And hospital admissions note significantly more Indigenous Australians are injured or killed due to risky behaviour associated with alcohol use. Restriction of alcohol purchase and supply is implemented in many Indigenous communities, and this has come out of government reports over the last few years, Closing the Gap and the Little Children are Sacred reports. Dr. Marcia Langdon is a strong supporter of these restrictions, despite strong lobby groups, especially in Queensland, that campaign for equal rights of Aboriginal people to purchase alcohol within these alcohol-free communities. An interesting statistic and graph below is the comparison between the age span of Indigenous people and non-Indigenous people in Australia, and it shows a much larger cohort of non-Indigenous people living to older age.